Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the guests of honor this morning. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, online viewers worldwide, welcome to the 2020 Tang Prize Award announcements. I am your MC for today, Grace Huang. From June 18th to the 21st, the Tang Prize Foundation will be announcing the laureates of the 2020 Tang Prize in Sustainable Development, Biopharmaceutical Science, Sinology, and Rule of Law. In today's press conference, the 2020 Tang Prize laureate in Rule of Law will be unveiled. To begin with, I'd like to introduce the guests of honor who are here with us this morning. Dr. Ye Junrong, Chair of Selection Committee in Rule of Law.
Morning.
Dr. Zhang Wenzhen, Dean of the School of Law, National Jiao Tong University. Dr. Chen Zhenchuan, CEO of the Tang Prize Foundation. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Chen Zhenchuan, CEO of the Tang Prize Foundation, to give us the opening remarks.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Tang Prize Foundation and its founder, Dr. Samuel Yin, I would like to welcome you to the announcement of the 2020 Tang Prize in Rule of Law. Where there is a society, there is law. Law is an essential part of the fabric of our everyday life. All individuals are born equal, and everyone, including states and international organizations, is accountable to the law. For the purpose of the Tang Prize, the rule of law encompasses due process and substantive justice, and champions peace, human rights, and sustainable development in order to serve the common good of humankind and nature. For this reason, the Tang Prize Foundation is honored to set up an international acclaimed award to address this theme, to reward individuals and organizations for their great innovations and significant contributions, and to encourage people around the world to work together for a better future. Congratulations to all the soon-to-be Tang Prize laureates. And I wish all of you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Chair of Selection Committee in Rule of Law, Dr. Ye Junrong, to announce the 2020 Tang Prize in Rule of Law.
Distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I take extreme honor to announce the 2020 Tang Prize in Rule of Law is awarded to the following three institutions: Bangladesh Environmental Lawyers Association, also known as BELA, the Judicial, the Center for Law, Justice, and Society, the Legal Agenda. The prize is awarded to these three institutions for their efforts in furthering the rule of law and its institution through education and advocacy, utilizing innovative strategic litigation, also informed by rigorous scholarship. These organizations have shown exemplary perseverance in promoting greater individual, social, and environmental justice. In milieu where the foundation of a rule of law are under severe challenges. Together, these three institutions has made great contribution to the realization of rule of law. They also exemplify how civil groups could make a great contribution and further the goal of rule of law, even when they are in very challenging political, economical, and social circumstances. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Ye. And congratulations to the three institutions. And next, please join me to welcome Dr. Zhang Wenzhen to introduce the Tang Prize laureates in Rule of Law and to give the award citation.
Thank you. Dr. Chen of the Tang Prize Foundation, Professor Ye, members of media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to present to you the three awarded institutions, their major contributions to rule of law. The first one is Bangladesh Environmental Lawyers Association, known as BELA. This environmental-focused NGO is founded in 1992 by a group of young lawyers and scholars in Bangladesh, committed to promoting environmental justice. At present, BELA is led by Saida Rizwana Hassan, its chief executive. The second awarded institution is the Justicia, the Center for Law, Justice, and Society. Founded in 2005, the Justicia is a Colombia-based research and advocacy organization. Its founders include the leading scholars and practitioners who are deeply committed to social change through activism informed by research. At present, Vivian Newman-Pont is its executive director. The third awarded institution is Legal Agenda. Since its establishment by a group of legal professionals, scholars, and human rights activists in 2009, Legal Agenda, based in Lebanon, has adopted a critical approach to building law and justice in Arab countries. At present, Gida Frangi served as the president of the board of Legal Agenda. It's quite unusual and quite a privilege and honor to introduce to these three organizations led by three women at present. Now, I would like to introduce to you the major contributions these three institutions have jointly made to the rule of law. First is BELA. Facing difficult environmental challenges such as river pollution, industrial pollution, deforestation, illegal mining, ship breaking, and plastic pollution in Bangladesh, BELA has promoted environmental justice and developed sound environmental jurisprudence through various of their actions. One of the major actions they have successfully undertaken is public interest litigation. As a pioneer in the field of environmental activism in Bangladesh, BELA successfully filed the first case with the Supreme Court of Bangladesh, in which the court gave its first recognition to the concept of public interest litigation. In this case, decided in 1994, BELA successfully persuaded the Supreme Court to interpret a constitutional mandate of public interest litigation, recognizing not only individuals, but groups, collectives could also make joint judicial remedy with the court, represented by public interest organizations such as BELA. Ever since this case, BELA has initiated more than 300 public interest litigation cases, all regarding environmental justice, and advocated for legislative reform to push for its furthering. Bella has been very effective in a country like Bangladesh to hold their government and industries accountable through public interest litigation, through scholarship-inspired research, publication, and advocacy. As such, Bella have successfully promoted environmental justice and enabled millions of Bangladesh individuals to access to justice to seek redress for violations of their fundamental rights and freedoms. All in all, Bella takes an active stance against poor environmental quality, great vulnerability to climate change, and insufficient implementation of law. Bella has also worked to improve their constitutional and legal regimes for better responsive governance, as well as for the protection of vulnerable people affected by the environment. Bella's mission follows the main principles of environmental governance, including accountability, transparency, and public participation. Last but not the least, Bella has been very much devoted to capacity building for local communities, aimed to empower, mobilize, and assist people to raise their own voice for change. In doing so, Bella has effort to provide trainings and awareness raising in public sectors as well as the media. The second awarded institution for this year's Tang Rule of Law Prize is the Justicia, the Center for Law, Justice, and Society. The Justicia, based in Colombia, takes a distinctive amphibious approach that combines academic research with social action and public interest litigation in a broad range of issues, including LGBTQ rights, gender equality, particularly in the position of high public offices, fighting against corruption and conflicts of interest in judicial system, protecting the right to substantive equality for peasants. They also defend the rights of social leaders and human rights advocates in the places where the government have not been friendly to these activism. They also defend rights of internally displaced persons and Afro-Colombian communities. They have initiated many lawsuits for future generations' right to life and the environment. The Justicia has joined many other Colombia-based human rights NGOs and environmental groups to protect Colombia-based Amazon from deforestation. As I previously mentioned, the Justicia coordinates public interest litigation with grassroots organizations and other human rights NGOs as a form of legal mobilization. Its approach combines academic arguments with communication strategies to further impacts of these litigation and judicial decisions. Thus far, more than 200 cases in wide range of issues based on this approach have been brought before national and international courts. And this has given the Justicia a special recognition by Colombia's Constitutional Court as one of the very few civil society organizations with a consultative status. The Justicia also monitors implementations of structural judicial orders in those very complex judicial decisions for their implementation. The examples are like prison overcrowding, forced internal displacement, as well as the reform of the health system. The Justicia promotes academic research. Thus far, it has more than 100 academic publications, all made available online, free of charge. As I mentioned, the Justicia has devoted itself to human rights education and public advocacy. Its School D, is a human rights Practice School has held more than 100 workshops, provide training for human rights advocates. They have held, for example, the annual workshop for young human rights advocates from the Global South. They have also held global forum for indigenous leaders from around the world. The third awarded institution for this year's Tang Rule of Law Prize is Legal Agenda, based in Lebanon. Legal Agenda takes a multidisciplinary approach for research, publication, advocacy, and strategic litigation in Arab countries, with a special focus on promoting the independence of judiciary and defending the rights of vulnerable groups. Aside from their base in Lebanon, Legal Agenda also has an office in Tunisia, with correspondents located in Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, Yemen, Jordan, and Palestine. Legal Agenda views judicial independence as a top priority in Lebanon, taking the following approaches. They have created a judicial observatory for independence and transparency of the judiciary. They have helped on setting up a judicial club. They have prepared for a draft law for the independence of judiciary and built support for it. Right now, this draft law is under discussion in the parliament. Last but not least, the Legal Agenda published in 2018 a proposal for a unifying ethical code of conduct for all judges in Arab region. As I said, one of the major achievements for Legal Agenda is to create a judicial observatory. Analyzing judicial practices allows the Legal Agenda to formulate judicial reform proposals that tackle actual issues on the ground. Monitoring, along with media mobilization, Legal Agenda promotes the view of judges as servants of the general interest, as servants of individuals' fundamental rights and liberties, rather than servants to those in power. Legal Agenda is also with the goal to change normative and professional environment of judges. Ultimately, the formation of this judicial observatory is to create a new public opinion aware of the social, political importance of the judiciary, setting the tone to an environment of solidarity and activism regarding social causes inside the judiciary. Another major achievement for Legal Agenda is the formation of the Judicial Club. Years after its initiative, the Judicial Club of Lebanon was finally formed by 100 judges in 2018. The club's mission states that its role is to promote independence of the judiciary, to defend judges from external influences, and to promote the judges' role in the society. Like the two previous institutions awarded for this year's Tang Prize Rule of Law, Legal Agenda has also achieved many successes in making legal precedents and breakthroughs in civil, political, and socio-economic rights, including freedom of expression in Arab countries, right to privacy, LGBTQ rights, labor rights, refugee rights, migrant workers' rights, and the rights of the relatives of those forcibly disappeared from the civil war. Legal Agenda has made cause lawyering popular in Lebanon as well as the neighboring Arab countries. They have inspired new generations of lawyers to follow suits. Legal Agenda also shared their model defense to other countries. They have not limited their efforts to their own country or to their own region. They have also shared the strategies of public interest litigation to African and Asian counterparts. All in all, I think these three institutions have been making substantial and distinctive contribution to rule of law by their innovative public interest litigation, by their social actions, by their public education programs for the members of public. And in doing so, they have shown extraordinary efforts and courage to implement rule of law in the places where the rule of law is under the most challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. And finally, I'd like to invite Dr. Ye to say a few more words to shed light on the achievements of the 3 laureates. Dr. Ye.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you, Professor Chang, for this very clear and insightful presentation of these 3 institutions. I think the selection of these 3 institutions this year is very significant, not only for Tang Prize, also for Taiwan, and I would say also for the world, particularly when we are in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. These 3 institutions have been working very hard under very, very difficult social context. And they are there, and they are seen by us. They are seen by Tang Prize, they are seen by Taiwan, and actually through this, they are seen by the world. So the selection of these 3 institutions mark a significant recognition that rule of law could be achieved not only in the global north, particularly in global south, where social, economical, political situation are extremely difficult. As someone from Taiwan, we feel your pain when you are doing that social transformation. To establish the very concept and institution of rule of law, society has to work very hard, and they need to work together. We see that the sort of realization of rule of law is not only taken by judges, by government officials, by those people who have power, but by people who work so hard in grassroots, in the countryside. They take care of people's concern. And together, they try to do something impossible. And guess what? They have made it. And they are continue to work for that. They combine practice and academic scholarship. All 3 of them take advantage of their legal scholarship and combine those into practice. They are not limited to their knowledge in the classroom. They go to the society. They even challenge. They even engage in public debate and advocacy and litigation. So the combination of these 2 mark the first salient feature. The second one, they are doing something beyond their country. The Judicial is exercising their influence beyond Colombia to South America, Mid and South America. Bella is exercising this and try to promote this in Southeast Asia. Legal agenda, push that to the greater Arab world. Lastly, I would say, they are seen, particularly in this difficult time, because the pandemic makes us realize that we are in a situation that people are not equal in reality. They are disadvantaged people. They are disadvantaged group of people. There are disadvantaged sectors in our society. When pandemic, happen in this way, they have problem in access to medical resources. Their life, their job are most disrupted by this. Are we going to see them? Particularly in this difficult time, we see the inequality of society is an inconvenient truth that we have to face. But luckily, we see this institution that have been doing this. Doing social justice in the area of working condition, in the area of the environment, in the area of economic conditions. They have been doing that, and they are continuing to do that. I know because of this pandemic, some of the members of this institution may be watching right now. When you are watching, I would like to say, Tang Prize have seen your effort and contribution, and would like to work with everyone like you in the world to further individual, social, and environmental justice for the future to come. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ye, for highlighting the significance of the 3 laureates and also that of the Tang Prize in practicing the rule of law. Once again, we'd like to congratulate the 3 laureates and the institutions led by remarkable women. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the 2020 Tang Prize Award announcement in Rule of Law. The Tang Prize Award ceremony will take place on September 25th this year. This concludes the 2020 Tang Prize Award announcements. Thank you very much.